What's up, my Fina loves? It's Miss Fina D coming to you all from Fina Team and News. So I did this video a day or so ago, okay? But I never got around to posting it because most of you are aware that even though I'm back and consistent on YouTube, I do have a career outside of YouTube, and so sometimes I do get busy, okay? Well, in the midst of me trying to post this video, I realized that something else happened. So instead of me doing separate videos, I'm just going to include the new situation that happened in this video and make it all make sense. So a few days ago, Todd posted this image with his mother, and he wrote, "Mama, I hope you are resting well. I need you more than ever now. You've raised a good man that will continue to make you proud. Mine," and he tagged his friend that passed away, may his soul rest in peace, died yesterday. "Tell him I said what's up. I have a lot of unfinished business down here, but I look forward to the day I'll see you again. And if you see God, tell him I'm doing my best and I have faith in this journey he has been on because I know I'm destined for greatness. Love you, the best bleep son," and then go ahead and read the rest. So after Todd posted this, the comment section, everybody, praying for him and all of that, okay? Yes, you had one or two comments of people bringing his divorce situation in it, but for the most part, people kept it respectful. Now, in majority of my videos I've done on Kandi and Todd, since she filed for divorce and all of that, I've always started it with my, what's up, my Vina Love intro, but I have then included Kandi's statement and then some of the Amazon Live clips. But at this point, most of you are aware that they're going through a divorce and all of that. That's why I'm just jumping straight into the current topic and not even wasting your time with, Kandi said this when she filed for divorce. So let's continue. So after Todd posted it, Kandi posted this image with her mom. And then her caption was, "I've been trying to stay focused so much to learn before the start of my run as Angelique in and Juliet, okay, Broadway. I'll be performing December 11 to March 8. Oh, and speaking of December 11 to March 8, the kids are going to be with Todd primarily, and that's why primary custody is being discussed. But I'm going to talk about that at the end of the video. I do want to stay focused and not get lost in that. So let's continue. So as you can see, it says 14 hours ago, meaning Todd posted his first. Kandi post shows 3 hours, meaning she posted after his post was already up for 14 hours. So when I saw this, first reaction, Kandi can post her mom whenever she feels like it. Her mom is there for her right now, standing by her, all of that. Great. Also, great free promo. I know all of you nosy people are on my page right now, the blogs everywhere. While you're at it, let me go ahead and promote that I'm going to be on Broadway from December to March. Also, I'm aware of the Mama Joyce was right comments and all of that. So this is the perfect moment to post an image of my mom because I know her name is everywhere, and also promote that I'm on Broadway. Perfect. You had comments like, "She's smiling too hard, laughing my bleep off. Mama Joyce is beyond happy and we all know why. Laughing face emojis. I haven't seen Mama Joyce smile in 11 years. Good to see it. Mama Joyce is happy she is back to being the +1 instead of Todd." And then more comments about Mama Joyce being there for Kandi. And then the shade is loud and clear, Kandi. Just posting Mama Joyce right now is a non-verbal threat. This is where things turn dark. And I said turn dark because no matter how you feel about Todd, okay, and the narrative and everything and what he and Kandi are currently going through, losing a parent will never be a joke. It's something to laugh about. So to see the comment directly under that last comment, just posting my joys right now is a non-verbal threat. And to see like Ma is alive after he posted his mama and using those laughing emojis, no, this turned dark. So you had the next comment. I am glad I ain't the only one that peeped that too. I always tell people Kandi don't be fooling nobody but her delusional fans. She always throw rocks and hides her hands. The minute you say something, she plays victim. And start crying was the next comment. And right below the and start crying, the next comment was, at this point, y'all just playing dirty. But be careful of the ditch you dig for others because you may very well fall in it. Your mama ain't going to always be here, and she is your children's grandmother. Mama Joyce is starting to show in you. Wow. So 2 people responded, Todd, is that you? Because, no profile picture and all of that. So now they're saying Todd is making fake pages to leave comments like this. So this person responded to the original comment. I peeped how Todd posted his mom earlier today, paying homage on the day she passed. And then she posted this distasteful. And then that person responded, exactly. That's not right at all. This person responded, like, really? You know his mom is dead, and your mom was horrible to him, and you will not speak to that, not even an apology. And I'm a Kandi fan, but I could never treat the man I loved or once loved that way without checking my mama because she's a nasty something. Now, yes, we're all aware that Kandi doesn't play about her mom because that's her mama. And maybe the way that she attempted to check her mom, doesn't meet your standard or our standard. But she did try and she did her best, okay, with respect to her mom. But she married a man, okay? She stayed married for over a decade. And they have 2 adorable children. So if that's not enough checking my mama, that I'm going to go ahead and still marry this man because I'm in love with him, even though she's saying don't do it, have children, start a family and all of that. Then I don't know what else is checking her mama. But I get what this person is saying. But, she did her best. So then Kandi came back with this post and this video with different images of her smiling in the video. This is what I look like when I'm going through something. I show up for my family. I show up for my friends. I show up to handle my business. And I show up with a smile. All while on the inside, I'm emotionally broken in every pic of this video. I was internally dealing with something life-changing that most of the people in the pics with me had no clue of my inner stress and sadness. This is not being fake. This is just how I deal with things. I internalize and deal with it alone. I am the poster child for the saying, check on your strong friend because you never know what they are going through. I normally don't like to share stuff like this, but I was listening to this old song that I wrote years ago and felt like it perfectly described how I feel now. Of course, I can't play the song for copyright reasons, but this video went on for 4 minutes. And as you can see, some of the images included her husband, Todd. Also, some of the ladies from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But then there was a video in there at the end where it showed Kandi crying, okay? So after that post, it was like, okay, before people even start that Kandi will be that insensitive, she's going through her own issues to even be trying to be petty. Oh, you posted your mom, so let me post my mom. Like that is just low for people to even think that. So then Todd came back the next day and he posted my boy and he tagged his boy, knew I was going through a tough moment and offered me a change of scenery. We've been friends for 11 years and his support has always meant a lot. I started my day by the pool and somehow ended the night on the campaign trail with him and his team as he steps into politics. Grateful for a friend who inspires, motivates, and always remembers to give back. Truly appreciate you, bro. So you have people in the comments like, y'all love each other, get back together, because what's up with all of these of who can appear sad or broken the most? I don't think that's what it is. Todd always posts on his platform The only reason why it's amplified right now is because of the situation. Kandi also posts captions and things like that. And daily, if it's not on her page permanently, in her Instagram story every day, there will be a post or something in there. So this is no different. They're going through a moment right now. And so they're just simply sharing it with their supporters. So when I wrote a different approach, opening up, being vulnerable, that's what I meant. Because, yes, on the show, Kandi would talk about certain things on Amazon Live. Every now and again, she would talk about certain things. But for the most part, on Instagram, she's posting her beautiful outfits and all of her, hey, I'm on Broadway, I'm doing this, or success. She's not coming to Instagram with her problems and telling Instagram how broken she is and all of that. So that's what I meant when I wrote a different approach. But remember when I read what she wrote about her mother and this image, and then people took it as she was throwing jabs at Todd because he posted his situation, and I'm just like, she won't go that far, right? Okay. On the caption of that image, basically Kandi wrote that she would be performing on Broadway from December 11th to March 8th. And that's when I said, oh, okay. Speaking of December 11th to March 8th, let's talk about the primary custody. But I had to put that on hold and focus on the reason why I was making the video in the first place. And I promised you all that I was going to discuss that at the end. So this is the end. So let's get into it. Sometimes people get so involved and too emotional when it comes to celebrities and situation that they are not looking at the logic in all of this. Okay. A primary parent defines which parent a child lives with for more than 50% of the time. Okay. So when Kandi is on Broadway in New York from December 11th to March 8th, who do you think is going to have the children? Who do you think have the children majority of the time when Kandi have to travel for work? Just common sense, logic, not taking sides, none of that, okay? That's it. So when Todd says he wants primary custody, that doesn't mean Kandi is this terrible person. Oh, the gloves are off. I'm going to be this evil person. Oh, he's just doing this because that means Kandi have to pay child support and all of these different things. Is common sense. You are away. The kids are in school. We are not going to snatch our kids out of school and take them to New York because you're on Broadway for a few months. I'm going to be here with the kids majority of the time, like I've been in the marriage when you do go away. Am I saying Kandi is not there? Absolutely not. Kandi is not always on Broadway. No, she's a very present parent, but she does work a lot. We've seen this on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I'm not taking that away from her. That's the beauty, and that was the beauty in their marriage, one of finding a balance. Since I'm doing all of these things and Todd is here, yes, Daddy daycare, it's called teamwork. Okay, babe, go ahead and do your thing. I got the kids. But now that you filed for divorce and our livelihood is about to be different, I am the primary parent when you are not present and you have to go, for example, that's why I'm using this moment right here. On Broadway for months, our kids need stability. Their lives need to continue. Their schedule and structure needs to continue. So I'm going to continue my same routine, taking them to school, being the person here. So then I'm going to ask for primary custody to be able to make these decisions while you're away. That's it. It's so straightforward, but I completely understand the emotions, and let's build up this narrative, and Todd is this and Todd is that. So now he wants to snatch her kids away. When it's that simple, when you're not here and you're on Broadway from December to March and all of the other times you're away on tour and long periods of time, I am already the primary parent. And there was no reason to request primary custody or do any of that before, because we are a team and it's called teamwork. If I have things going on, like for example, his new movie that he's promoting, and if Kandi was home, absolutely, she will have the kids because we're in a marriage and it's teamwork. But now that you file for divorce and we're no longer going to be in a marriage, then we have to figure it out. The other thing, before I get back on topic with this whole primary custody situation, is the kids have a routine, right? We've seen all of the daddy daycare videos and all of that.
Okay, daddy daycare, heading to school.
And I'm sure off camera, there are things and calendars and all of those different things, right? So keeping the children on the same routine will continue to make this transition smooth, will continue to provide us stability and things that they are used to. Disrupting that could lead to a change in behavior and all of that. However, the other argument could be, but hey, it's a part of life. Mommy and daddy are no longer together and things are going to have to change. For example, Kandi is a working mom. As a working mom, even if you're not Kandi, after having your kids, daycare is involved. You have your village, whether it's daycare, your cousin, your auntie, your sister, your people, all of that, right? All of those different things come in play to when it comes to, successfully raising your kids and all of that, okay? So the other argument could be, and I say arguments, I'm talking about the attorneys and all of that, court, all of that. Why would you be willing, okay, to disrupt the kid's schedule while you're away to say, okay, I too want primary custody when I'm already doing all of those things and the kid's routine doesn't have to change if I'm given primary custody? Kandi's side argument could be, but she's not away all the time. Just because she's going for 3 months or 2 weeks here or 1 week there or a month here or a month there doesn't mean you take primary custody away from her. So that's why I said in that last video, hopefully they will figure it out and everything will start to run smoothly again and that it doesn't turn messy, and that I'm wishing that both of them absolutely nothing but the best, because the joint custody and splitting things 50-50 and all of that, Todd feels like it will not be 50-50, because when you are away, then who's going to continue doing what I do? And the argument is, okay, let me figure that out. Don't worry about that. Our lives have changed. The situation is different and I'm going to figure it out. And I'm sure some of you have seen or heard, in different, celebrity divorces and just divorces in general, right? Where it's like, okay, this was our lifestyle when we were married. And now that we're no longer married, doesn't mean the children have to, their lifestyle have to change. And the judge might be like, yeah, when they're over here with you, this is what they're used to. We're not about to disrupt that. So, pay this amount and pay that amount or do this or do that, because the kids deserve the same, lifestyle and structure and everything that they had when everything was running smoothly. That's the same situation here. But like I said, hopefully Kandi and Todd will figure it out and it's not going to get nasty, because it seems like there's a possibility of that happening, and I'm going to keep them lifted in my prayers that it doesn't go that far. And Todd is also a working dad. Let me not take that away from him, but he's a more of a behind the scenes type of production, all of that is not on camera. He's not an on camera talent where he's on Broadway or he's in this movie or he's in this show and that show. So he's able to structure his schedule around what the kids have going on and things like that, because even right now he's in the midst of promoting the movie he just did, but he's able to drop them off to school and then while they're at school handle his business, do other things. But who do you think was watching the kids when he had to travel to all of these different cities to promote his new movie? I'm sure it was either Kandi or family members. Exactly. It's just not at long periods of time. He goes to a city, he promotes his movie, he's back home. So, however, when he was producing this movie and on set for long periods of times and hours and days and back to back and all of that, who do you think was watching the kids? Exactly, not him. So they will figure it out, hopefully. In that same filing, he said, but Kandi is an amazing mother, and I'm hoping we can figure this out and settle all of this amicably. He said that. But like I said, when people are so emotional and they're on a certain narrative, then it's, oh, he's trying to snatch her kids away. He's calling her a bad mother, when that's not it at all. Okay. And since we're already here, the video is already long, let's just go ahead and add this part, okay? Kenny responding to Todd Fallon, okay? Well, so after I posted it, but Todd responds and requesting primary custody and, contesting the prenup and all of that. Kandi responded, okay? So Kandi Burruss is using Bravo footage as evidence to fight her estranged husband, Todd Tucker's claim about their prenuptial agreement, okay? Burruss filed an amended divorce petition on Monday, December 1st, addressing Tucker's allegations that he was asked to sign their 2014 prenuptial agreement without his lawyer present, okay? I also talked about that in the video I did on Todd. She said he was represented by a high-powered attorney before the marriage and disputed his claim that the prenup was not enforceable due to lack of legal representation. The parties joining to executing an enforceable prenuptial agreement was, basically filmed and broadcast on Bravo television network with the knowledge and consent of both Burruss and Tucker for their 5-part reality television wedding documentary entitled Kandi's Wedding that premiered on June 1st, 2014. Okay, that's what her lawyer responded with. And like I said in the Todd video I did, we all saw it. I also said in that video that, yes, it seemed like he was under pressure because the wedding was around the corner and he was being told, he had to sign it or there would be no wedding. Okay, so he had the choice to say no and no wedding, but he went ahead and signed it anyways against his attorney's. Burruss' lawyer also noted that despite the knowledge, Burruss' counsel presented the final agreement to Todd before the wedding ceremony. Yeah, so the part about the pressure was that everything I say in the previous video, basically Todd is saying that he was given the prenuptial agreement before the 2014 wedding, okay? And his lawyer wasn't present. And we heard him say that on camera, okay? And so the issue is that despite that knowledge, okay, Kandi lawyers presented a final agreement for Todd to sign before the wedding ceremony without any notice or consultation to his attorney. So he's saying that he felt like he was pressured. And Kandi is saying absolutely not. Even before filming started, you were aware of the prenup and you knew about it 6 months before we even got married. And so it's just this back and forth. And lastly, this is where it's getting nasty. So People Magazine is reporting that someone close to Kandi, allegedly a friend, is reporting that the reason why Kandi filed for divorce is because she found out that Todd was, messing around with women behind her back and texting and all of these different things. So social media is split because they're like, well, you invited other people in the bedroom and the list goes on and on. Now, maybe the rules were we invite them together and enjoy them together, but not to separately go off and have your own little thing with them. The messy part in all of this is, let's make it worse for him. Do you know that any random person can reach out and say, hey, I know this person. I know that person. This is what happened. And this is why all of that. Yes, I am fully aware. Absolutely. Some magazines, they're going to say provide us proof. Do this, do that. But anyone can wake up and randomly say, hey, this happened and that happened. Okay, the same Kandi that came to your magazine and gave you a statement when she filed for divorce. And at the end of the article, the magazine wrote, we reached out to Kandi and Todd, no response yet. And although, yes, and a random person can say I'm a friend of a friend and I know this person and, give them lies or whatever, Kandi is not just going to wake up one day and decide to just file for divorce after all this time of them being together. Something happened. Am I saying that Todd is not capable of cheating? Absolutely not. All I'm saying is that the article was he said, she said, they said. Okay? I know the family, close friend of Kandi, and the reason why she filed for divorce is because of this. And she saw this and she saw that. Not the person show us actual messages, because then that's going to expose Kandi. Okay? Because how does this person have access to your messages? So of course Kandi don't want no parts of that unless she decide to tell that part and that side of her story. And then Todd also had the option to come out and release a statement, or maybe it did happen and I'm not going to say anything, or maybe it didn't happen, but people will have their opinion regardless. So hey, have at it. I'm going to be over here living my life. Regardless, I do wish the both of them the best. I'm wishing all of you well and take care.
Thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.